When we heard that Southend was going to get an Olympic torch visit, we sat down and thought about how the best way we could think of to welcome it to the town that would include as many people as we could in the project. Southend is already really good at singing and music, has a really strong reputation across the country for that talent. So we thought that it would be brilliant to bring as many singers together as possible and commission a new piece of music that we could then perform from Southend's seafront. Well, Tolga's somebody whose work we've known for years, and he has a fantastic reputation as one of the best kind of classical and choral composers in the country. And we also knew him to be somebody who was very committed to finding opportunities for young people to be introduced and to grow a love of music. So we thought that he would be perfect for the job. So we invited him, and luckily he was free enough to be able to do it, and also thought it was a fantastic project, so he said yes.
I was really excited to be invited by Metal Culture, the agency putting on the whole project, to approach writing an anthem for the Olympic torch procession. Obviously, as a musician, we always look for great themes to work with. But moreover, it was really because it was a bringing together of the community, a lot of choirs. I think it's up to 2,000 voices. And I thought, well, I'm pretty daunted by the prospect of keeping 2,000 people engaged in a piece of music. And obviously, in a way, writing with a blank canvas is a lot harder than having a really particular brief, but they were so kind in allowing me to find the centre of this piece. So I'm really excited to be involved in what is a very major undertaking for any composer, because of course the Olympic torch embodies something that is huge. It's not just about athletics and obvious mastery of a particular sport. The Olympic ideals asks us a lot of questions about who we are and our role in the world, and particularly for Britain as well. So not a small undertaking, but I was really excited to have the opportunity to work with it, and I've enjoyed every second of it.
Ma, sa, mu, ha, sa. Ma, sa, mu, ha, sa. Ma, sa, mu, ha, sa.
Writing the score was a real challenge because on the one hand, I wanted to write a song that everyone could sing and learn pretty quickly that would engage the whole community, but also expressing something a bit bigger than that, because obviously it's not a small concept, the Olympic torch, or the concept of the light, which is where we've ended up. And particularly what I was daunted about is finding the right words to express with the music. Obviously, you know, we had the hymn tune, the main theme, but this is much more than writing a theme. And you know, how do you honestly express something that can't really be expressed, which is the light, or concepts like this are difficult. But of course, as artists, we try and work with these bigger concepts. So I think I was saved by my friend Robin, who came in, who's a co-writer, musician in his own right, writes musicals and songs. And really, it was really working with Robin that I was able to find the simplicity within the idea. And we started thinking about what the journey of finding your light might be, and the kind of experiences that we all go through as human beings, not just on an athletics track, but in our everyday working lives, the challenges we have with family, with survival, and making sense of the world. But the other challenge was really sticking to my conviction that it had to be an all-inclusive piece that involved the whole world. I think we're all connected on the planet now. The world is a very small place, not least because of technology, but more so that human experience in China, India, Afghanistan is no different from our experience here. We'd like to think it is, but actually as human beings we're pretty much similar people. We might have our differences culturally, but at the end of the day music can bring that commonality to us, the fact that we're all sharing the same planet. And I hope that the words that Robin and I have written together to go with this music, to accompany this music, will go some way to expressing how important it is that we don't lose the inner light, the positive things in the world. The news would have us believe that everything's disaster and that troubles are always here, but actually I believe in the hope of the human spirit, and really that's what the Olympic torch is about for me.
My favourite parts of the song is like when it gets really meaningful and when it says about letting your light shine. When we're singing all together, I think it's going to be really great, and like everyone's going to be singing together, and it'll be bringing Southend's community all together.
The recording was a complete, it was a bit of a panic actually, because it all came together really at the last minute. The world famous Black Dyke band, obviously we know them well from their contribution to the world of brass band music, based up in Yorkshire, and obviously they travel the world playing fantastic music with the brass band, and they're great soloists. The band and Nick Charles, Dr. Nick Charles, their conductor, did such a fantastic job. Really in a handful of takes, they really formed the backbone of this piece. Once the band was recorded, I was able to bring that back to my studio and sit down. And of course, having had a great band like that on there, we needed other elements. The drums play a big role in this. So I started looking at my address book to see what friends were on board to help us with this. So we've got performances of drummers, we've got other vocalists helping us with the arrangement. There's some African percussion in there. There's an American flute, because obviously I wanted to give a world impression to it. And obviously in the middle section we've got some rap sections and some cheerleading sections. So this is more than just myself and Robin writing the tune. It became a big project very quickly, and actually a lot of people have collaborated in this. And I'd like to thank everyone for everything they've contributed to making this piece possible.
The choir had 2,000 singers in it, but for every single young person and adult who took part in the choir, there's a spouse or a parent or a teacher who's working behind the scenes to make it possible for them to attend all of the rehearsals, to make sure that they're practicing and learning the words at home and driving them to rehearsals. So, you know, in reality, a huge amount of people from right across Southend took part.
Oh, this, as far as I'm concerned, is a memory that will last with me forever. And I've just had it on good authority from the people who have been with the torch from the beginning that this was the best event by a mile. So many congratulations to Metal, Southend Borough Council and to everyone who's taken part in this event. Absolutely wonderful.
At Southend particularly, the fact that we're performing this piece by the sea is very, very important, because I've always seen the sea as a sort of sea of humanity. For me, the image of light and water, the elements, is always a really good convivial space to enjoy a piece of music. So I'm very grateful to Southend Council as well for supporting this project and giving me the opportunity to write music.
It's really, at some points it can be really slow and meaningful, and at others it's really exciting and jumpy and boisterous, which is really funny sometimes and exciting. My parents were really proud of me, and my little sister wished that she had joined too.
I also think that this has been a wonderful opportunity for everyone in the town to come together and demonstrate what a wonderful community we have here, and to welcome the Olympic flame in the way that we have, I think will last in the spirit of the residents of Southend forever. A truly inspiring day.
I'm fantastically proud of both the way that the team kind of managed the project and also you know, the ambition of the idea in the first place. I think it was a huge achievement of metal and something that we will certainly build on, working with lots of people across the town into the future.
If I can see one child singing my piece and I can see the fun they're having, that's probably the best reward of all.
In terms of the logistics, it's by far the most ambitious and difficult project that we've taken on to date, and I'm really proud of the results. I think it's been absolutely fantastic. Not only is the music really powerful and emotive, but the performance on the day was brilliant.